Glenn Larson. And a new tractor released the day I'm recording this, and we are instantly going to buy it. We got 414 grand in the bank. Need to try and remember that number. But yeah, this old Xerion. I was watching the development of this on King Mods. The guys was posting progress updates on there as he was developing it, and yeah, instantly got to buy it. Love this style of tractor. It's a good price. It's a nice bump in horsepower. Yes, I know we were holding out waiting for bringing in tractors from the next decade, but screw it. Just going to buy this, and it's going to be part of the farm because it's cool. So yeah, it sort of works. So anyway, let's go. Today's job is to essentially, the game was up on the server for the patrons for a bit. I didn't help them out. I accepted every grassworking contract going, and that caused some issues with the way the game works. With, you can reverse steering. This is cool. That causes some issues with the way the game works, in that the game doesn't necessarily deliver against the contract that you're working on. So my job for today is to go and tidy up all of that, because it's kind of my fault. So that's what we're going to do. We've got some hay contracts to finish off, basically. And yeah, it's in a state where a bunch of fields have been mown and baled, and the bales delivered, and they've gone against different contracts. So I'm just going to tidy it all up, make a bunch of cash, and hopefully pay for some of this tractor that we've bought. And it was partly an excuse to just buy this new tractor and have fun with it. So yeah, it's kind of what the game's about, isn't it? Having fun. Yeah. So it is I think the real version, there were 3 cab positions. This one, I believe there are only 2. I've not really explored the mod in great detail, but I believe there are only 2. The only reason I think there were 3 on the real one is from reading the mod description, which, is kind of useful sometimes. People should do that more often. Sometimes the same as the video descriptions on tutorials, but, I get reading's hard. Most people can't read. So when they're writing their comments on YouTube, they won't have been able to read the text before they wrote something. So if you don't get that is sarcasm, I'm sorry. I'm just going to give the mowers a quick repair. I wasn't sure what state they were in, so actually pretty good. So we will get up to the field. The first field we are tackling is field 6, which is opposite our grass field. Anyway, so you can see we've got 5 contracts there to tidy up, and as you can see, some of them are basically everything's been delivered and nothing done in the field. Some of them are everything's been done in the field and nothing delivered, and that's kind of the way it works. And yeah, I shouldn't have been so enthusiastic. I should have just let the guys pick which contracts they wanted to do. I thought I was helping, and clearly I wasn't. So yeah. Anywho, let's get up to the field and give this tractor a bit of a play, shall we? Yeah. Should be fun. It should be fun. In fact, it was fun. I loved playing with this tractor. If you've watched me do many grassworking contracts in the past, like if you watched last week's Saxthorpe video, you'll see that the way that I tend to show them is you'll see me doing some of the jobs, and I'll use Courseplay to do some. Ideally, I would have done this with the guys, but when I'm on my laptop, it sometimes struggles with multiplayer, and when I'm recording, it's just easier to take the server down. And I know Monarchs was not feeling great, so hopefully you're feeling better by the time this comes out. So yeah, it was good though. It's good. It really helps me out when the guys can jump on and get some contracts done, and yeah, it's cool. And I am going to make use of the reverse driving function now. I think this is more beneficial when you don't have 4-wheel steer. I think the benefit in the real world for this is if you're in the cab, you've got a better view of the implement that's at the front. In a normal tractor, the fact that you switch the steering to the back, I think gives you some slightly better, let's ignore me crashing, gives you some slightly better control and behaviour when you're mowing and doing that kind of thing. I'm not sure, but it looks cool, so it does look cool. You've got to love Azerion. And it's got fast track vibes as well, you know, it's got fast track vibes, which is a good thing. So, yeah, we will mow with the conditioner, Ted, windrow, and bale. So, interesting. So for a long time, I stopped watching things like Tom Pemberton, and I watched the occasional video now, and I watched the one where they spoke about conditioners. And I don't think the Ginger Warrior is a fan of conditioners these days, and I think that's because they mostly make silage and they want the grass to be intact and then dry. When you condition, you kind of damage, you break open the grass so it dries quicker, but you lose some nutrients maybe. I think that was kind of the gist of the conversation. So, and we could do that in this, you know, we could not switch on the Maize Plus conditioner, or we could just head it. We could head it once, twice, 3 times, maybe. Song in there. You can also see this field was previously done as a contract, and we didn't get all of the grass off the field. So, thanks to it not rotting, we can do that. It's just a nice looking bit of kit, isn't it? It's just a nice looking bit of kit. So, this may be the first video of the restart after me having a few days off, not many. I was a bit burnt out towards actually the start of last week. But with the way things work out, that meant there were a few days where the video came out and then it stopped. And a bit of me was kind of push. But the bit of me was a bit more sensible. So, yep. We went with to be a bit more sensible. I'm going to let Courseplay do most of the rest of the mowing, and because of that, I am going to switch back to having the mowers the right way around, because I'm not sure how Courseplay handles reverse drive tractors. So I thought it would be easier to just do this, which is why the thumbnail was not that way around, because I didn't get around to taking the thumbnail while I was mowing because I was enjoying myself. So, yeah. I started to watch Mr. CDP's senior series. He's done a video so far on Ravenport, and it gave me some really nice vibes of FS19. And I only watched a few minutes of it, and he spoke about the fact that it's almost a continuation of the FS19 series. So I went back and I started watching that. Have started watching that. It's interesting because it was right at the release of FS19, so it's talking about issues with the game and stuff. So we're just setting Courseplay up. So going into Courseplay, kind of set the target and field position to the field we want to go to, and generate the course, and then we'll tell auto drive to drive over to the field and start Courseplay. Because that's, you know, it's a nice way of getting this job done slightly quicker. I was really nervous about the fact that we had partial contracts completed, or contracts that completed and I still had grass on the ground and not being able to finish them and them vanishing. So I was trying to do this in a single play session. It was quite a lot, and I was doing it after work. So yeah, this allowed me to get stuff done quicker. We're breaking out one of the old AgroStars, basically because the guys had been using the AgroStar to do the tedding. So I thought I'd continue that trend. So I'm going to ted this straight to hay. And yeah, the Zerion is off to the night. Yeah, so I started watching it, and he was going around the map a bit, and it gave me definite. I'm really intrigued. I don't think I could recreate it. I could, because maybe I could load up FS19. That's the Ravenport is the first map I played on, and I basically started on New Farmer and went from there. And I didn't do very well. I wasn't really good at playing FS then, because it's the first time I played it. But it did make me want to go back on there and play it, maybe as like a mini series or something. And maybe that's the different thing that I need. I don't know. I literally just kind of started watching it this morning, and he went on the map, and it was like, oh yeah, definitely remember playing this. I actually really liked seeing FS19 and menus and stuff, but it's interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing him play on there, but I do want to watch. He's got like a 20 episode series in FS19 that I want to watch first to see how he developed the farm that he goes back to. Yeah. It's cool. It's cool. We're into the Windrow now. We got my 7810. Took the front loader off just for a little bit of ease of getting things done. And what I'm going to do here, so we've still also got the New Holland on demo. That's going to go back at the end of this month. I'm going to, because I mowed outside the field boundary to get as much as we could off the field, I'm going to windrow a couple of headlands, and then I'm going to put this on course play so I can bring the baler in. And that will deal with the issue that we had when we mowed this field, that there was grass left over. But I can get course play to help out a little bit more so I can get stuff done quicker. In an ideal world, I would be doing this on the multiplayer server, and my laptop might have held up, but I knew Marnox wasn't available. He wasn't feeling great. I assumed he wasn't available. He said he wasn't feeling great. So, yeah. Maybe when we get into harvest season and there's more going on, we'll be able to do that. I do plan to have the server back up online for the guys to be playing over the weekend. And who knows, we might get some multiplayer content done. We'll see. Yeah, it was fun when we were doing it on Maypole. It was a lot of fun. It was also quite interesting that sometimes Maypole was set up slightly differently because the land was much cheaper. There was a separate farm for the contracting business, and it meant that I would quite often be doing my stuff on my farm, and they would be around doing jobs, and that was really cool. I really liked that. Unfortunately, when we came to this map, I couldn't afford that. I couldn't afford to have a separate plot of land. Maybe when we move to the next map, we'll be able to do that, and we can split some of the kit. That might help with the fact that we've got huge amounts of kit. Yeah, so that might be a better way of doing it next time, and make it a bit easier for the guys doing the multiplayer stuff, particularly if I don't have animals. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. At the moment, the community multiplayer is offline because I use the same server to run both, because the community multiplayer was not particularly busy and I didn't want to pay for an extra server. So yeah, that's why it's down at the moment. I'll bring it back at some point, maybe with a fresh save, and we'll see. So using the Merlot to load up, as I was doing this, whether my game settings have changed or whether it's something that I've realised, the reason, the front loader is very aggressive. I was doing this on keyboard and mouse, so for some reason I didn't grab the controller, and over time I kept reducing the sensitivity, and it got so that it was okay to use to stack bales, and I got better at it. So yeah, maybe that was the problem all along, is that with the way the Merlot behaves, you can see it's bouncing the bales off the forks as I go up. And I'm just using what I think are the standard settings I use everywhere else. So yeah, unless something changed in the game, but I don't think so, because things don't just randomly change in the game unless the game updates, and the game hasn't updated in a while. That's one of my pet peeves. You often see it on Facebook. They've broken something and say, well, the game hasn't been updated in 4 months. So they, which you mean giants, haven't. Or maybe they, a modder, and you've downloaded a mod and it's changed something, but that's you, because you downloaded it. You read the mod description, didn't you? No, because you, as I said earlier, maybe you can't read, but you can write posts on social media. Yeah, it's a whole thing that I have. It's basically my frustration that people don't read before they download. They just download. They see the shiny picture and go download, or they see new mods, download all. Yeah, so it's kind of it's a thing that I used to rant about a lot. Yeah, where was I going with that? Anyway, yeah, so it's not that they've done something, it's probably that something I've done something. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I did get so that I was quite happy loading with the Merlot. So maybe you'll see more use of it on this save. I don't know. It's a nice bit of kit. It's a nice bit of kit. It's quite crazy that it's our front loader, and it's got 32 hours on it. And I think it might have been used for a little bit of like windrowing and stuff, but not a lot. So yeah, we're down in field 88 now. So all of the other fields have done this. Is the last one. I think the baling is just being finished up by Courseplay. Autodrive is taking the Iveco down to the sell point with a load of bales on it, but I brought the new Xerion over with one of the bale trailers to get the rest because it's quite a long trek and there aren't that many bales left. So yeah, and I think at this point I have significantly reduced the arm sensitivity so that I might even go a bit further before we're finished. But yeah, it's much better. It's much better. It's much less aggressive. And it was quite enjoyable. Yeah, it's quite enjoyable. So what I was doing is making stacks of bales so that once everything's done, I could then just go around and grab the stacks and stick them on the trailer. I don't know why I chose to do it that way, but it's what I chose to do. Anyway, windrowing is done, so we'll get the windrower out of the way if we can. Yeah, so you can see the money's gone up because we're at the point where we're delivering bales that we're making money from. We don't need hay on the farm at the moment, so we're just selling everything. So we started with 418, I think it was, and we bought a tractor. So we'll see where we end up. I really don't care. I've got an awesome new tractor. So it's going to get a lot of use. More so probably on the new save when we're into doing field work, planting and ploughing and all that kind of stuff. But no reason it can't cart bales around, although it's not particularly fast. Anyway, I was happy. Feel a little bit bouncy in the old bales. Needs a wash as well, pretty desperately. So everything's done. Auto drive is taking everything back to the farm. We're going to get the bales on the trailer. I'm going to drive the Xerion up to everything had to go to export, which is up near our farm, but when you're down this end of the map, it's a bit of a trek. So, and we'll sell the last of the bales and see how much money we got from the combination of me and the patrons doing a bunch of contracts. And it'd be kind of nice if we ended up getting a free tractor out of it. That'd be cool, because we'd still be in a really good place then for refreshing the kit. It might be that we only refresh 1 or 2 tractors, the harvesters, a bale stacker. That's going to be the big one when we hit August. I'm allowing bale stackers, so probably we will be getting 1 of each. I think that would make life much easier in terms of getting contracts done. I'm just thinking if we're in June now, that means kind of the next round of doing contracts will have bale stackers, which will make it much more appealing. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I like a bit of manual bale stacking, but when it's so, here we go, just turning it down a little bit more. When it's so many contracts that you want to get done, it does get, and if you're not, like when we were doing heavy multiplayerage and there was someone for every job, it was so much easier because you could just have someone going around stacking the bales on the trailer as they came out of the baler. When it's either not very many people or I'm doing it on my own, it does get a bit more time consuming. But doesn't that look nice? Just such a cool tractor. Such a cool tractor. We need more older stuff like that. Actually, there was a really nice older John Deere released on the same day, which has a front loader, and open cab older tractor with a front loader really hits my whatever. Yeah. Imagine Cartec and a fence. Yeah. You get it. And we've got 5 more bales to stack. Almost worked out perfectly that I had 2 3s and 2 2s. But 2 stacks of 2, not 2 2s. No ballet dancing going on. Yeah, so we'll get these on the trailer, get back to Sell Point, get cleared up. I am recording this before, so this weekend I have my first appointment with the headache doctor. This is being recorded before that, but I will give you guys an update after in a video. Yes. Kind of nervous about it, actually. It's and partly because it's one of those, so I think I've waited about 8 months for the appointment, and my really bad headaches are something that comes and goes, and at the moment they're in the goes phase, so it's kind of tricky. But I do have a PDF of the headache diary that I was keeping when they were really bad, so it's not that complete, but it gives them some information. So we'll see how we get on. Hopefully it'll be the start of process to get some relief, because when I saw my normal doctor and he sent the referral in, basically it was, this is beyond what I can deal with, good luck. And so I've been pretty much without medication bar a few of the emergency injections that I have for a very long time. And yeah, I think the worst symptom that I get with them is the fact that it messes up my vision, usually as a precursor, and that completely wrecks my ability to work, which is kind of bad. Luckily, my work are very understanding, so it's okay. But it's not okay, but you know what I mean. Last bale, and we'll head. I think you can probably tell, actually, if you were paying attention, maybe the New Holland with the baler has got itself stuck at the exit to this farm. And I didn't realise until I started to leave. Yeah, that's not a bad little bit of stacking, is it? It's not bad. Right, let's go to the Sell Point. Yeah. Just driven up most of the map. The in-cap view is really nice. This tractor is set up for real dashboard as well. I haven't got that installed, but if you've got real dashboard and VCA installed, it shows all the diffs and stuff, which is very cool. Might have to have a play with that. Yeah. It's a nice in-cab. Nice in general. Let's be honest. It's a nice tractor. We'll use something different next time. I'm not sure what we're going to be doing in the next video, to be honest. It might be July. I don't know. We will see. It might be more contracting. Who knows? So yeah, the Iveco is just waiting up here for me to run it back to the farm. I did most of the bale delivery with that because it's much quicker to get around the map. But just for this last one, we used the glass. And as a quick thank you to the patrons and the YouTube channel members. Appreciate you guys supporting the channel. And then we will just quickly complete these contracts. And we ended up about 20 grand short on our new tractor. Yeah, see ya.